So this is the third video for November 22nd, 2021. Look, it's about an hour that has passed. It's weird how time just flies. It's weird. So I'm okay after having a little bit of the green lentil penny pasta that I had in here. It's good. It's okay. Even though it tasted a bit sour, kind of like kimchi, I'd say. Good. It's a little strong, but it's okay. It's good. I'd say it's quite unique, actually. It's nice. It's good. I don't think you can find Korean radish at the store here locally. You could probably use a substitute if you're going to make kimchi or something. I don't know. Certain vegetables, probably develop certain types of bacterium that are healthy that they used in kimchi. So they have it listed on Google if you look up the healthy bacteria that develops in kimchi. They list the technical names for them. I do know the difference when the common ones on the back of the yogurt, like the acidophilus variety, the non-dairy versus the dairy versions. And I had one time found a when veganism was still, only maybe about 10 years popular since 2007. I'd say it was around 2017 when I was living in the apartments with my sister. There was a variety of non-dairy yogurt being sold by a, a company that commonly is known for its non-dairy products. I think it was Silk, but I'm not sure. And at the bottom of their non-dairy yogurts, there was one of the bacteriums that are found in yogurt in general, but it's not. Usually, it's not listed as a vegan version of the acidophilus, for instance. There's a difference between the because they basically, when people make homemade yogurt, they purchase first the, let's say, the probiotic or the acidophilus. Where if it was supposed to be vegan, they would buy the vegan probiotics or acidophilus that they open up in the vegetable cellulose capsules into their yogurt that they're making in their oven, that they warm up to a very low heat, just so it ferments and activates that within the non-dairy milk substitute or the dairy substitute. Now, that's the type of consciousness that, who is a strictly vegan, if they're going to maybe cater to someone else or have a guest that's vegan, they they are like very precautious when it comes to understanding, let's say, the various ingredients and how vegan those ingredients are, and that they make sure it's vegan. Otherwise, someone could get really sick if let's say you go to a restaurant and you don't request. If you're a vegan, if you go to a restaurant and they serve you pasta, you have to make sure you let the waitress or waiter know that you ask them, do you cook your pasta and do you add chicken broth to your pasta because I'm a vegan or something. So if they do, you'd ask them if they could please exclude it, if that's possible, cook in a separate, clean saucepan or something like that, because you could get food poisoning from that. It's just like if you buy at the store a non-dairy yogurt that's mass produced, and they should know, as a family owned company, sometimes the ownership gets transferred to another company. Like, one example is like this non dairy rice milk beverage I used to get in the carton. Or like a, a variety of organic lemonade I used to purchase. I think it was Newman's Own, and then the company was purchased by another company. That, or like with the rice milk product I used to purchase, Hain Celestial was a newer type of label that I didn't notice beforehand that they may have switched to. I don't know. But when that happens, you have to always make sure to look at the details of, let's say, the probiotics and the non-dairy yogurts or something like that, to make sure that that new company that purchased that or took ownership of the vegan company, that they're still as strictly vegan and knowledgeable of that, you know. That's like I was saying, I'm able to determine based on like the number of probiotics that are listed, in whether or not within the process of elimination of seeing that list of probiotics, or visually I would be able to remember or recognize whether or not one is questionable or not, and then I would double check if it's something new, you know. So I take it just as much precaution when I make my homemade meals nowadays. One time I bought canned soup around the time I had my incident 20 years ago, and I didn't know whether or not maybe it was like the barley in the soup at the time, maybe it was growing ergotamine or something, you know. Ergot or ergotamine is the fungus that develops on various glutinous grains, such as rye and barley, I believe, is one of them too. And that is the precursor that people who worked in Switzerland during the 19 whatever, and then I think it's 1940s, and then the 1960s with Timothy Leary. Maybe it was, where was that? No, it's in California. They still manufacture LSD, and they use ergotamine as the precursor in that process. That's why it's semi-synthetic. It's partially natural, but then it's synthesized into like like with various other methods that they use. Yeah, Sandoz Pharmaceuticals, I believe, was the place that originated in Switzerland, but then there's a place in Los Angeles, I believe, that still manufactures it, and under a special like scientific type of privilege, because with the small dose that they still I don't know if it's legal technically, it may not be, but technically it may be, but it's for people that they were doing was like clinical studies, controlled clinical studies on those who were had a some type of it was, how would I say, a lower mortality rate, you know, where they were had a late stage cancer or something like that, and they were questioned whether or not, you know, they would like to take that chance to see if it relieved their depression, made them, you know, if it kind of reduced that their anxiety and the fact of knowing that they may nearly die later on or something like that. There was some type of, I'll try to find the video on that. I don't really agree with that though, because I I think that you should just leave a person as is, not like even take that chance with, especially with LSD or anything like that. Because it's unpredictable. It is. You don't know how that person, because basically, what it does is it causes the person to have to understand that the chemical is going to take control of them and they're going to lose control of themselves. That's basically what LSD does.